I've taken all the weights that I had on off, and majority of it looks like it's glued on pretty well. I could have glued a little bit more in that corner where the two boards meet up, and I might just get some screws and screw some like half-inch screws in just for some added support. And I'm going to try and maybe start painting it today. I know I'm going to paint the boards that I cut yesterday, and then possibly paint the roof or the ceiling today as well. So I ended up using some of the glue I had left over from yesterday, and I worked it into the cracks on the little wall piece, and then in between the two panels on this side and on this side. I'm hoping that little extra support with the glue will help weigh it down a little bit. If not, I'll just have to live with it. At least everything seems really well glued down. I might add some half-inch nails, like I said before, in the little studs that I put in the roof, just to make sure everything is really well secured. So I probably won't get around painting it today. I'm going to have to pick up some screws tomorrow and then come back and put some screws throughout the roof. But I will be painting the boards. This is the paint I got. I don't have the exact color or what the name of the color is, because it was a Noops paint for $9. I got it at Lowe's. This is just another tip of saving money. I was looking at the Oops paint because I wanted to do a gray, and I had picked out a different gray, but this was really close to what I wanted, and it saved me some money. So always look at the Oops paint. So I have one coat on all but one of the boards. I'm going to let these dry and do a second coat once I put them up. So if there's any scuff marks, I can paint over it without having to do 3 coats. I can just do 2 and do the second coat once I put them on. And then I think I'm going to call it a day. I know I haven't done much today, so I'll probably add this video into tomorrow's video. So I really need these to dry before I can put them up, and I'm not going to put the floor down. The floor is going to be the last thing I do, just so I'm not scuffing it up with construction. I need 2 people once this dries to put the roof back on. What I'm thinking, I'll put it on, see how it lays, add a couple screws probably before I put it on, and then once it's on the camper, I will paint it so then bugs and stuff isn't being blown into the camper top. So once the camper lid is on, I just have to build the bench and then do the floor. I also forgot when I was putting these on, so the brackets go there. Not the brackets, but the legs that hold the roof up. And before I glued everything down, I didn't remember that I'm going to have to put the bolts through there. So I'm going to have to cut a hole so I can put the bolt down and secure the legs to the top. I'm not even sure if you would call these legs or what you would necessarily call these. So that's kind of my plan for today anyways. And then hopefully get it to where I can finish the canvas and sew the cushions and sew the pad covers for the beds, and then start working on the outside. So I feel like I'm making good progress. I'm kind of rambling right now. That's kind of where I'm at right now. So this is all lifted, and there's pieces that are lifted as well throughout the top. So I've been sick, so I haven't been able to work on it. And it hasn't rained, but I'm guessing from just moisture and not being able to get it on top of the camper fast enough, it just warped it. So I have to rip all this off again. And I think I'm just going to use these slats that I got for support beams and just slat the whole roof at this point because I don't know what else to do. And it's getting very frustrating. So this is what I'm doing right now. I have to rip everything out. Some pieces were fine, but like that piece was fine, but most of them weren't. So I think I'm just gonna go with a different plan than glue. I might just get some really thin pieces of board and just screw it down. And I might just leave the outer sections open and just paint. I'm not quite sure yet, but this has become a headache, a waste of time, a waste of money. The other glue that I bought in my last video, I'll take a picture of it and I'll put a picture of the glue. I would definitely not recommend it. I would stick with liquid nails. It ate the styrofoam and it just smells. It smells really bad even now, pulling everything up. So I wouldn't recommend that glue. So we're back to square one. Home Depot was sold out of the paneling that I used, and they wouldn't get anything in till next month. So after trying to figure out what to do, I found a piece of remnant laminate flooring. So we rolled it out and screwed it onto the ceiling in the support beams that I put in. And my plan is now is to get some sheer white fabric and kind of screw that on top of the ceiling with like kind of like a bunching effect, and then draping that into the sides to cover up after painting the sides and covering up the section where the legs go. So we'll see how this turns out. With the help of two of my friends, we were able to get the roof back onto the legs of the pop-up camper. Everything is holding really well with the screws, and once I find some white fabric and once I have a day off, I'll go back out and finish painting and screwing the fabric to the roof. Hopefully things work out as planned so it covers up those seams in the laminate.